Formatting Styles for Large Text Form Fields, presented by the Idaho Digital Accessibility Consortium. Formatting your form for long or large text fields is a very similar process to formatting it for small text fields, but you'll just need to increase the size. So the main tool we're going to use for this is the paragraph spacing tool. So on your document, identify the questions that you want as a large or a long text field. In this document, what is your comfort level with technology? That is a question that we identified as wanting to have a little bit larger text box to encourage users to provide us with a little bit more information. So we need to add additional spacing after this question so we can draw in a fairly good sized text box in Adobe using their Adobe Prepare Form tools. So I'm going to highlight this question and open my paragraph spacing tools. On the home ribbon, under paragraph, we're going to open line and paragraph spacing, line spacing options. In the spacing area where it says after, this is the one that we really want to increase the amount of space after this question. The amount of space that you're going to add really depends on how much space you want to give your user for this question. Let's go ahead and bump this up to about 54 points. That'll give us a good amount of space to maybe type a sentence or two, or a space for people to write maybe a sentence or two, or a little bit if they're writing with pen and paper. Similar to our small text field, I could go through each individual question and add this style, but if I have multiple questions that need this text box with this type of spacing, I can create a style. And I do that by highlighting the question, and you'll see that all of the space after the question is highlighted as well. I'm going to go up to Styles, select Add a New Style. I'm going to call this Large Text Box. And all of my style setting is here. And so now if I wanted to go anywhere else in this document and kind of create that space for a large text field, I can. But what if you have a space that you need even more spacing? So you want to provide maybe like a paragraph of text. These challenge and training questions, we may want to give a little bit more space than just that 54 points of space. Maybe we want to encourage people to really leave a little bit more information. So we could apply this large text box, but if we want to increase our space, let's say we want to make this one 78 to give a couple extra lines of space. And again, if this is something that we want to repeat throughout the document or use in future documents, we can add a new style. So from Styles, it should still be open. Select New Style. And then I'm going to call this one Extra Large Text Box to differentiate between the large text box, which might be my standard, and then this extra large one when I need to have that little bit more space. So now I can apply this extra large text box spacing to my document. The other benefit about adding a style is if this needs to change, I can just modify the style rather than have to adjust everything in the document. So I can do that by finding my extra large text box and right click, modify. From here, I can go into format, paragraph spacing, and maybe I don't want to add a space between paragraphs of the same style, or maybe I want to make this more like 72 points. I can adjust that there. Whatever I need to make a change in that style, I can make here and click OK, and any place that style is applied will adjust automatically.